Hi, everybody. Welcome to my Wealthy Women Daily YouTube channel. I am Charlene Reinhart. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any updates. In this video, I'm going to discuss dividend paying companies that pay you in February. And if they pay you in February and they are quarterly dividend paying companies, well, guess what? You'll also get paid 3 months later, which is May, 3 months later, which is August, and 3 months later in November. So the same companies that are paying you in February, if they pay you on a quarterly basis, they will typically pay you on that timeline. I want to thank you for joining me because I just came from the gym. I have to get my workout on. So I just threw on some red lipstick and putting on my earrings right now so that I don't look completely crazy after my workout. You can see my workout attire right here. That keeps me energized. And I feel like that's so important when you are trying to really create a holistic life. It's not all about money. It's not all about creating financial wealth. It's about making sure you are healthy, because if you are not healthy, then you'll be spending most of the money you make on healthcare expenses, and healthcare expenses are no joke. When you turn 65, 70, 75, guess what? The older you get, the more health concerns may come your way. So you really have to be intentional about your health as early as you can. Getting your regular appointments, making sure that you do preventive care measures so that you don't get sicker later and have to deal with all of those expensive costs. Right? So I'm a fan of healthcare. If you're a fan of healthcare, type it in the chat. Talk about what you're doing for your health and your wealth on this journey. I'm going to focus on the wealth in this video, but please, please, please don't forget about the health. I experienced health situations. I had surgeries before. So that's why I am very intentional about making health a priority in my life. And because my health is a priority, I'm able to allocate more of my money to assets that are going to grow, that are going to help me to maintain and build the life that I want. When you're living life on purpose, life is completely different. So that's why I am so passionate about telling you about dividend opportunities, because it's an extra stream of income that you can get without lifting a finger. And these dividend checks can be timed. I'm going to talk about the dividend companies that are paying you in February. But guess what? There are companies that are going to pay you in March, in April, in May, in June, in July, and so on for the rest of the year. So what that means is you can build a dividend portfolio full of assets that pay you every single month. Now you can align your dividend income with the expenses you have to fund your lifestyle. How do you like that? Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight, right? You didn't get your dream job overnight. You didn't get your dream house overnight. There were things you had to do. There was a process to progress. And so I'm going to expose you to these companies that are giving you dividends in February. And as you learn more about these companies, because that's what I want you to do, I want you to think about these companies, research these companies to find out if they deserve a spot in your portfolio and if they align with your goals and what you expect out of a company, what you're looking for, right? Do your research. But I am giving you the companies that will pay you in February. My goal is to help women build a stock portfolio that's bigger than their shoe collection through dividend income investing. That's why I wrote the book, Dividends Are a Queen's Best Friend. So if you have not read it, check that out. But are you ready for the companies that are paying you dividends in February? Drum roll, please. Company number one, Colgate-Palmolive. Now, Colgate-Palmolive Company is a consumer staples company. Some of the company's most popular brands include Soft Soap, Irish Spring, Colgate, and Palmolive. Do you use any of those products? I know I use Palmolive to wash my dishes. So Colgate-Palmolive is a dividend-paying asset. On Thursday, January 11, 2024, Colgate-Palmolive Company announced that its board of directors declared a quarterly cash dividend of 48 cents per common share. So 48 cents this quarter. You'll find your annual dividend by doing 48 cents times 4 to get how much this company will pay you annually. The company also tells you when they will pay you money. So you don't have to guess when you'll get your dividends. Colgate-Palmolive will pay dividends on Thursday, February 15th to shareholders of record as of January 22nd, 2024. So you have to be on the books. You have to have your shares by that time in order to qualify for the next round of dividends on February 15th. But if you didn't get dividends then, guess what? You can get the next round of dividends, which will most likely be in 3 months if the company declares a dividend. So if you're thinking about adding Colgate-Palmolive to your dividend watch list first, you want to learn about the company. How does the company make its money? Where's the majority of its revenue coming from? Who are Colgate-Palmolive's competitors? How is their revenue doing? Are they increasing their revenues? How about their profits? Are they increasing their profits every year? You can go to the financial statements to get all of that information if you want to do a deep dive and build a relationship with the companies that you are thinking about giving your money to, that you are thinking about investing in. All right, company number 2 that is paying a dividend in February, we have AbbVie. On Friday, October 27, 2023, AbbVie announced that its board of directors increased its quarterly cash dividend from $1.48 per share to $1.55 per share. Do you hear that? AbbVie not only declared a dividend, but they increased their quarterly cash dividend. So I like to tell people that you're getting an automatic pay raise when a company increases their dividend, because you didn't have to do anything extra to earn that money. It happens automatically, and some companies automatically increase their dividends every quarter, and they've been doing it for over 25 or for over 50 years. So they have a special status because they've been declaring dividends for decades. And the dividend is payable on Thursday, February 15th to shareholders of record as of the close of business on Tuesday, January 16th, 2024. Now, what does AbbVie do? They work to deliver medicines that solve complex health issues. So you might want to ask people around you, what type of medications do they take? And then you can find out if these medications are manufactured by dividend-paying companies. So AbbVie's top drug is Humira, which is used for autoimmune diseases. Okay, next company is Abbott. Abbott is a global healthcare leader and is a member of the S&P 500 Dividend Aristocrats Index. So if you don't want to buy an individual company, you can buy an index or an ETF that has similar assets in that fund. Some of the featured brands include Similac for infant nutrition, Pediasure for child nutrition, Pedialyte for dehydration, Ensure for adult nutrition. I used to drink Ensure when I was in high school. Oh my God, I probably shouldn't have been doing that. But I was trying to, build my muscles. So I was drinking Ensure. I don't know if I would recommend that. That was probably too early for me to be drinking Ensure, but that's what I did. And I had no idea that Abbott owned that brand. They also earned Freestyle for glucose monitoring and Glucerna shakes and bars for people with diabetes. So that's Abbott's portfolio. So they increased their quarterly cash dividend to 51 cents per share. The dividend is payable on Wednesday, February 15th to shareholders of record. Well, no, I think that's completely wrong. That is not right. I need to update that. I was putting together my notes for Abbott, but know that Abbott pays a dividend. Those dates that I gave you are wrong, so we'll have to check out the dates for this year, but Abbott pays a dividend. Then you have Procter and Gamble. So Procter and Gamble is one of those consumer staples company. They have your everyday essentials that people typically buy no matter what's going on in the economy. Those are your consumer staples. Some of the company's most popular brands include Always, Bounty, Charmin, Crest, Dawn, Downy, Febreze, Gain, Gillette, Head and Shoulders, Oral-B, Pampers, and Pantene. Do you use any of that products? Well, you're probably giving money to Procter and Gamble, and if you are an investor, you can get a piece of the pie. And then you have Apple. Apple is also paying a dividend, and I probably don't need to explain what Apple does because you probably have an iPhone in your hand right now, or you're probably looking at this on a Mac. But Apple is one of the most valuable companies in the world by market capitalization. It was the first company to become a $1 trillion company, and I believe it was the first company to become a $2 trillion company as well. So Apple is one of the top companies in the United States. But those are examples of companies that are paying dividends. I am going to leave a link to my Substack, wealthywomendaily.substack.com, so that you can get the exact dates that these companies are paying dividends. And they'll probably be paying dividends again in May if the board of directors declares a dividend. So it's important to know the ex-dividend date, the declaration date, because the declaration date may be the same next year. So now you can prepare in advance for your dividends or for the dividend announcement like I do. All right. Go get your February dividends. I'll be back in March for more companies that are paying dividends. Type a note in the comment if you like this video, if you want me to do more videos talking about various companies, their products, and if they are paying dividends so that you can add these companies to your watch list. I do own some of the companies that I mentioned, and I am always reading about companies and exploring different companies to learn more about their business model and if I want to invest in them. But it all starts with research. Do your research to find out the best companies that you should add to your portfolio. Make sure you subscribe to Wealthy Women Daily, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.